Thanks for joining us today to discuss life and godliness with Rick and Angela Carter. If you'd like to be part of the conversation, email us at cartersforhope@gmail.com. That's Carters, the number 4, hope@gmail.com. Any questions you have, we'll discuss in future episodes. Right now, sit back and let's join in on the conversation. Hello, everyone out there in podcast land.
Hello.
We're in Oklahoma still, and we've been crazy.
I think that's as long as we've been in Oklahoma in well over a year.
No beard. I was having
Shaved.
skin irritations, so I had to get my face fixed. Anyway, but
I have no beard too.
It's one of the things I like about you the most.
I know.
We were in. We did a moving sale last week, even though we've already sold our house.
Even though we've already moved
a long time ago, we just had put everything in storage, and it was all just sitting there, and it was kind of scattered between several different places. It needed dealt with.
Nothing will make you not want to move more than the thought of having to have a garage sale.
We have decided to never buy stuff again. Only consumables.
Yeah.
Because here's the crazy thing about it. Take everything that we saved out of our last house. Everything we saved was like, this is the best of our stuff that we want to put in our next house. It's amazing how little it was worth.
Depreciation.
It's crazy. And you put, $50 on something and they're like, would you take a quarter? It's a garage sale, I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. And the amount of rude people.
Oh, yeah. How could you think that you're going to get negotiated with by being rude to the person you're trying to buy from? That's the dumbest thing.
No. And I didn't negotiate.
Are we doing another pet peeves episode?
I thought that too. I didn't negotiate either. I held my ground.
Pet peeves too.
Yeah.
Part deux. We're not talking about that today, though. We are actually going to talk about something that I think is very important. Something that is helpful, I believe will be very helpful to all the married people in our audience, which I think is most of the people.
There's a few singles.
There's some singles, but mostly it's like men my age, I think, that listen to our podcast. That's what I could tell.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the topic today is keeping the flame alive. Woo-hoo-hoo!
My word.
You want to kiss?
No, not on camera. Wow.
PDA?
No.
How do you keep the flame alive? So I am going to give advice.
Make sure you have propane.
Wow. I'm going to give advice to the men because I'm so good at this on this side. And you're going to give advice to the ladies. Or should we do it backwards?
Ooh, what a twist.
What a twist. Do. No, because no one would listen to us.
Yeah, that's probably true.
All right. So, advice to the men. Wait. So we're going to kind of go back and forth.
We could do both. We could just
Well, that's true. We could do both. We're going to go back and forth a little bit with opinions or thoughts or what would it be?
Whatever you want to
recommendations on how to keep the flame alive. So we've been married 32 years.
Yep.
And I would say our marriage is better today than it's ever been.
Yep.
Not that it's been bad for the last 27 years. The first 5 years were terrible. We've talked about that before. But the 27 years since then have been great. But I just feel like it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is when we made decisions to focus on making it better, right?
Yeah, but I think part of it too is you just grow more together.
We have grown together.
But
we're shrinking together right now. We're only eating meat, veg, cheese, and eggs.
Squirrel.
No, I'm just gonna say we've lost a lot of weight in the last 2 months. Both of us have. So
but that's
pretty
not
exciting.
a topic.
It's not, but it helps us come together, keep the flame alive, because we can reach around each other.
No, because you loved me through thick
and thin.
I haven't been thin, but okay.
I love you anyway.
Yeah.
All over. I love you.
Oh, wow.
Mwah. All right. So, advice. First of all, one of the things that I had to learn early on that helped us a lot, I think helped our marriage a lot, was that I had to not be selfish. And selfishness will kill a relationship. And so, one of the things I did to remind myself to not be self focused was to purposely put you first or mindful of you in areas that seem mundane. So I always open the car door for Angela, and I open doors for Angela. Matter of fact, there was once she went out with a lady shopping and sat in the car. The lady started walking toward the store, and Angela's just sitting there until she realized I wasn't in the car to open her door. And so, and then another time she was walking into a store or going to go into a store, but stood outside waiting for someone to open the door.
Because you know I'm a princess. You just get used to it.
But don't take it for granted.
No, you don't.
But, you know, to me, it's something I do to remind myself to put her first, to not be self-focused. And I even do that in the mornings. I make her coffee first. I do things like that. I try and think Angela first and be mindful of her and putting her in priority in my life. So I know that sounds like opening the car door or those type of things. After a while, it can seem like, well, it's just what you do. But the truth is that, you know, trying to remind myself and, you know, and her thinking, okay, he thinks about me. He thinks about me. At first, it was difficult, though, doing that because it wasn't just me remembering. It was her remembering.
Yeah, because, you know, for how many ever years, I was used to opening my own door.
Right. So it was like I would have to tell her, don't open your door, I'm coming around. Or, you know, wait for me, I'm coming.
Right.
So, because she would get there first or something. But anyway, so that's one thing to me. That sounds small, but I think it's important. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing. I think on this side of that, like you said, not taking it for granted, not thinking of it as just something you're doing, but it is for that purpose, and it's easy to forget that. So I think on the lady side, you have to keep that in mind, that if that is the reason why your husband's doing that, that is him showing you love, you know, and preference. So yeah, so that's a big thing. So from this side, I think one of the big things that I know just myself I struggle with sometimes is not taking time to fix myself up. I will fix myself up for like church or a special outing, but I don't do that every day for you. And I don't know why I don't do that.
This is about how to keep the flame alive. You're telling me something you don't do.
I know. I'm saying this is something that I need to work on. But I think all ladies kind of tend to be that way, because I think we think, oh, we're at home all day long, so I don't have to dress up. I don't have to do that. But doing those things, and maybe you don't have to do it all the time, but more frequently than probably I do. So
you know, actually, I think it's interesting because I think ladies, I do like when you fix yourself up.
I don't want to always just look funny for you.
Well, but I will say this: I think ladies underestimate how men are and think that they're only attractive if they've done that.
Well, I don't
think that men think that way.
Right. I don't mean like dress up like you're going out on the town. I just mean clothes.
Yeah.
You know, put on regular clothes. Don't just sit around in your pajamas all day long.
Well, you don't do that anyway, but
no, but I'm just saying those are things that I have talked to many ladies about, because because they don't work outside the home, so they do the work in the home.
Yeah.
And so then they don't bother to
fix themselves
up at all, like dress, brush your hair, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying, I don't mean just put on makeup or fancy clothes or curl your hair or whatever. I just mean look presentable.
You know, I think, and this is speaking from a guy, since you said we both directions, but I think less makeup is more appealing to a man.
Yeah.
Women underestimate how much men appreciate just their natural appearance,
their natural beauty.
Yeah. And not that men don't like ladies fixing themselves up and using makeup, but not like constantly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't mean constantly.
Yeah.
I just meant because I know, like, even like last week.
And maybe there's men out there that are different than men I've talked to or myself. Maybe that too, but I mean,
like last week we were out setting out in the heat all day long, and it was super windy.
The makeup.
So I did not wear makeup. I did not fix my hair. I just put up in a clip, but that's exception, not always the rule. Right. But I just know myself, if I know I'm going to be inside all day long and I'm not going to go see other people, sometimes I tend to be lazy and not, brush the hair.
And I think that goes the other direction too, because I think ladies like to see a man dress up a bit for her. Like if we're going to go out together, not just throwing on my old t-shirt, but making sure I look like someone you'd want to be with too, right? Yeah. So I mean, it goes both ways in that.
So I think that's one area that I know for myself, especially when the kids were at home. I know I struggled with it more because time stretched thin, things like that. And I knew in my head I should be doing this because, it does help. It does help because men are visual for the most part. We have eyeballs. And so it does help in that area of the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. I think it goes both ways. I know women are less visually stimulated or whatever you might say than a man, but not none.
Right. Yeah, not none.
Yeah. So, okay, good. All right. My second thing.
Okay.
Date your wife. And I don't mean, I think that sometimes going out to dinner can be a really good thing. But if you do the same thing all the time, it's not a date. Dating means, what I mean when I say date your wife is I mean do things that are beyond the normal. If you always go to the same restaurant and you do it the same night every week and you call it a date, that doesn't mean it's a date. Mm-hmm. Thinking about things your spouse would like, thinking about doing more, for us, we'll do things like we like to play like disc golf or pickleball. So we might do a date where we do something like that. Mm-hmm. We might go to a meal, but we also might just go for a walk. We've done weird things in the past. I don't think it should only be about what she likes. Dates should be about something each of you could do together, or something he likes that she goes along with. There was a time we did chicken auctions for dates, which was, and then we did too many of those, so we had to quit that. But, we've gone to malls.
Antique malls. And we've done too many of those, and we've got to quit that.
I like antique malls. I like walking around antique malls. Angela liked it, but she's now decided she doesn't like it.
Now over it.
But we still will do that periodically. And not the same thing. We've tried to find many different things that we each like, and then we try and do a combination of things that and then we try new things. Mm-hmm. So I try and be mindful of new ideas. I think having things that you each like and incorporating something you like with something new is a good thing. And it doesn't have to cost money. That's the thing that I think a lot of times people think dates cost money, and I don't think they have to cost money.
No, I think from the lady's perspective, when your spouse does something unusual, out of the box, not necessarily spending money, but creative, thinking about the person you're married to, doing something special that way, even if it's like I don't know, even if it's like handmade or whatever, if it's just unique and like you took time to think of something.
A couple of years ago, I did for Valentine's Day, I got a shoebox and I made it like we used to in grade school, and I bought a lot of Valentines and wrote notes on them and put them in there, and it didn't cost much of anything.
No.
but it was different.
Yeah, and it was sweet. It was like you put thought into it and thought about me, something that would be unique. Yeah.
Yeah. So, nostalgic.
Yeah. So just even things like that, be creative. I'm so weird. I mean, I know I'm weird, but I like different, unique things. I don't like canned things. I don't like box things. I don't like.
It's weird.
I like something unique.
I don't know if other people are like this, but for instance, I could eat eggs and sausage or eggs and bacon for breakfast literally every morning.
And he does.
Exactly the same, no change ever. I could eat a steak every single day, no change. I mean, like, that'd be fine with me. In other words, stuff I already like, I like to have, right?
Yeah.
And so for us, even with, so I like Angela, so like I'm like great because, that doesn't, I don't think of like the new. Actually, the comfortable is
what you like.
Is what I like. And because I like the comfortable, I could be very happy with just the comfortable. But she is not that way at all. She doesn't want to eat the same thing every day. Matter of fact, she doesn't, I mean, like, I don't know, if it was something totally different every single day, she would be happier. If it was, that's food, that's like everything. And so
I have way too many clothes in this trailer right now because I get tired of wearing the same thing.
Right. Me, I could wear the same pair of jeans, t-shirt, and whatever every day. It doesn't bother me. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
That's one of those areas that we're very different in. I think that's pretty common for people to be different in that way, similar like that. Not exactly like us maybe, but very similar like that. But then because I like the comfortable, and I think because men generally like the comfortable, they're happy with the comfortable. They don't take the time to think about doing something novel, doing something new.
Yeah.
And so forth.
Yeah.
I think that's where each of us have to work toward. And I think that tendency is different in different areas, because it's not that there are no areas that I enjoy new things in that sense, right? Or trying new things or whatever. It's that in areas that you want new things, I'm comfortable, and vice versa, right? Yes. That's the problem. Is we find our comfort zones in certain areas of life, and we get like, okay, this is what I like. This is, I'm content here. Let's do this same thing.
Right.
And we both have to be willing to work on that. And we are, but I'm just saying, people generally, if you're going to keep the flame alive, that's what we're talking about. You've got to be mindful of where your spouse doesn't like the same all the time. And you've got to make effort in those areas.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, okay. That was mine. Now it's yours.
Okay. So I had the privilege of you being a pastor the whole time, and not really having to go to a secular job.
Yeah.
For most of our marriage.
Yeah, early
on you did. But I think one of the things I did for a little while when you were working was I would send notes, in your
right. When I was
whatever you were taking to work, your books or whatever, or leave it in the car or something, just little love notes just to remind you, because I wasn't there, so just to I think that's one way to kind of show especially if they work at a secular job, just to let them know.
Even if they don't work at a secular job, it would be nice.
It would be nice. Yeah, I was just saying. I was just saying, when you're not around them all the time, just a reminder. Hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you, and can't wait for you to get home.
Right.
Kind of things like that. So I think that's writing little love notes is an area.
Love notes.
Love notes.
We're so.
I did when we were in cleaning out the stuff for the garage sale. I opened up a box And you know what was in there?
Our love letters.
Our letters, yeah.
We are so old that we wrote letters to each other when we were engaged.
I resisted setting them down and reading them because we had work to do. But I thought I saw one of the envelopes that I had like drawn all
They're
over
probably
the outside.
so gushy you'd make you sick.
They're probably retarded, is what they are. Anyway, but I had drawn on like the outside.
No
of the
idea
envelope.
how retarded we were.
Yeah, I still are. I had wrote like love all over different ways on the outside of the envelope. Anyway, it was so funny, except for the area where your address was.
Right, I know. I loved those notes.
Yeah. Anyway,
they're great.
They're in a box.
They are in a box, but they're in my heart too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's wrong to write little love notes every once in a while.
Why would it be wrong?
I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. I'm just saying that's another way.
I think it's good. I like it. I like the idea.
Yeah, I like the idea.
All right. So, I guess I'm next.
Yeah.
Okay. Since there's no one else.
Yep. I better not be anybody else. Kind of defeating this podcast. Wow. Just
okay.
Wow.
The third thing for me.
Okay.
Flirting. Yes. Not just going on dates, not just going, but like through the day being flirtatious with your spouse. Mm-hmm. It is, okay, so I am, I guess, naturally this way a bit more. You are not. And so for me to be like I will just joke or things like that. And not in a sarcastic way, just, trying to make you laugh. Just, right. Yeah.
You're just jokey.
I'm jokey. But also, like, just randomly, touching you.
Holding hands.
Kissing you, trying to kiss your neck, and you're always like, ah! And stuff like that.
TMI.
That stuff is, I think, important. Being flirtatious with each other. And I don't mean just PDA, public displays of affection that gross people out. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually when we're alone, private times, being very flirtatious with each other. And that reminds the other person that you like them. Not just that you're just there, right? That you are interested in them. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, I don't know, just that regular flirtatious behavior with each other, I think is a key.
There is regular. Because I think sometimes what happens is, especially the longer you're married, it's not so much regular, it's just keeping it, I don't know how to say this. Not just whenever you want your marriage intimacy. Benefits. Yeah.
Intimacy.
Yeah.
Well, I think, so there was a statement a long time. Matter of fact, there was a book written, intimacy, I'll just use that term, begins in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I think that concept of, there's times where you play with each other.
Right.
Right. That's that's what flirting is, just playing with each other. Not just being absorbed in your phone or in a show or, reading a book, but being mindful of each other, throwing, I know this sounds weird. I don't mean throwing stuff as in anger, but like tossing something at your spouse or, pushing them or, flicking water at them when you're doing the dishes or stuff like that. I mean, no, it's silly stuff,
just little,
but it's flirtatious. It's a, hey,
things you would have done when you were dating.
Right. Yeah.
To let them know.
Or when you were childish and immature, like you still are. A little immaturity really helps a relationship. Sometimes.
Not video games, so throw those away.
Yeah. But I just think being flirtatious, because sometimes if you're so busy, you're focused on, and you essentially are doing your thing through the day, and then at nighttime, it's like there's no connection because there was no interaction.
Right.
Right. And so having that flirtatious time with each other just through the day, just randomly, and I'm not talking about annoying each other, picking on each other. There's a difference.
Yeah, and you have
Certainly.
to read your spouse's mood because sometimes,
Oh yeah.
I know sometimes I'm not in the mood for it, and so,
Oh yeah.
you know,
She's like, seriously?
like that today.
You got jokes?
Today, really? Can you see I'm not in a good mood?
Trying to help your mood.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway. Okay. That was mine.
Whew. I don't know.
You're out of things?
I'm out of things.
She was supposed to make a list.
I didn't make a list. The other day when we were talking about it, I had a whole lot of things, and now I'm just like, what were those things I thought about?
I can't help you with that. That's why you were supposed to make a list.
I didn't make a list.
Uh-oh.
All right. Go on to your next.
Wow. Not forgetting your list. That's my next one. Wow. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Okay, so the next thing is easing your spouse's burdens. So when you know that there's a chore or a task that your spouse finds particularly undesirable, helping them when they have to do that is a way to help. Just kind of let them know, hey, I care about you. I think about you.
That's a good one.
I know that there's things that, I think both of us watch each other, and when we know that the other is stressed or whatever, you try and do things to help during those times.
Yeah.
I think that on a broader scale, that idea of jumping in on things that maybe your spouse finds less desirable to do. I'm talking about chores wise and tasks wise, and that maybe it doesn't really bother you to do as much, and doing those things is some way to kind of just keep that, hey, I'm here to ease your burden,
right?
Or help carry your burden, right? The Bible says bear one another's burdens. I know that's speaking more in a broad Christian sense, but I think within marriage, that's also something that I know when you do that, even if I'm in a bad mood, it does cause me to go, okay, well, she cares about me. She loves me. She, wants to help me. And so I think that's a good way to help keep that flame alive also.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I sat here thinking about, so sometimes we take for granted that you're always going to be in a good mood, or that you're not going to have struggles when you're at home or whatever. I think from the lady's perspective, I think one of the things that to keep in mind to help keep the relationship alive, and fresh is when they've had a bad day at work, don't pester them when they get home. Don't nag them. Don't show a little extra love, show a little extra care, because then that lets them know that, hey, they care that I had a bad day. It's not all about them, because I think ladies, we tend to be selfish too, and so we're at home all day long if you stay at home, or maybe they work outside the home and they come home and they're tired and they think that the husband should just minister to them, and he's been at work all day long and maybe he had a bad day, so then he comes home a little bit edgy, and so not picking at that, not being that Proverbs 7 lady where she plucks down her house. Don't pick at it. Don't
be
do
a Proverbs 31 lady.
Yeah. Instead, build him up, words of encouragement. Listen to him, let him vent, just letting him do those things. I think is another way to.
I think listening is really a massive thing. Listening
both ways.
We say listen to understand, not to respond.
Yeah.
And not just assume what the other person thinks or feels. Just actually listen to their burden, their stories, even if it's a boring story, even if it's a story you've heard before, those type of things. Listening to them is, people want to feel heard, and people, when they feel heard, feel close.
Yeah.
right? So if your spouse doesn't feel heard, then they're not going to feel close to you.
Right.
If they feel like you don't care what they think, you don't care what they say,
You're
their
only
opinions,
using them to
or
get
if
what
you're
you want.
if every time they voice an opinion, you're like, that's not true, that's dumb, that's this or that, you know, and it's like, well, so you don't really value me and my opinions,
right?
You know, and valuing one another's voice, I think, is a huge factor in that.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's a very, very good point. I'm glad you thought of that one also. So that way I didn't have to come up with 3 in a row.
Wow. I have another one.
Okay, do it.
So taking interest in their interest. So if they have something that they really like, don't just, ignore it or whatever because it's not your interest, but take interest in them. So, well, you love finance stuff.
I mean, I think it's interesting.
You like learning all of that. So, like when you were learning all of that and you were talking about it, discussing it, and you were talking to me about it.
Not that we have finances, but
no,
I like to understand things.
Yeah. So I don't.
You do. Just in a different way.
So, yeah, I like to know how much is in my pocketbook. But but taking time to actually listen to what you were learning and actually trying to listen to understand it as well, because I wanted to be able to converse with you about it.
Yeah, but that goes 2 ways too, because there's things that you like craft wise or projects you're doing and you're trying to explain them to me.
But I think as ladies, sometimes we are like, oh, it's not something I'm interested in. So we just kind of check out and we don't. So then our spouses don't have anybody to communicate with it and they don't feel like we're interested in it. So then it puts a barrier between us instead of drawing us closer together. So I think that's one. And like your knives, you like your knives. And
I like pocket knives.
So I carry a knife now.
Oh, wait. I got his and her pocket knives.
So,
she wanted the
small one. Fun. They're cute sometimes. And so like I always pick the cute ones.
Is it locked?
It is locked. I always pick the cute ones, and then so anyway, but it's just
she wanted that one today because she has red on.
Yes, has to match my outfit, So anyway, but just taking interest in those kind of things like that.
I like knives because they're sharp and stabby. And she likes knives because they're beautiful accessories. So
and stabby sometimes.
Anyway, we were in this store when we bought this knife. This is a while back, and we were in the store with the Hugheses. Yeah. And I asked Angela, "Do you want a pocket knife?"
By the way, I've never carried one before that.
No, she had.
I was not a knife wielding lady.
No, but I said, "Would you like a pocket knife at all for your purse or something?" And she goes, "Yeah, sometimes you need a lucky stabbing knife." And the lady's like, "I cannot sell this knife to you if you plan to stab someone with it." And we're like, "No, it's a joke." And she's like, "Sir, I cannot sell the knife to her if she plans on stabbing someone." Like, okay, I'll make sure she doesn't stab people. It was funny.
Yeah.
So I guess joking about stabbing people's bad now.
That's funny. Probably. So, but taking interest in your spouse's interest. So you mentioned the chicken auctions.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Yeah.
We went. You loved the farm and all of that, farming. And so I got involved in it, and I liked it too. It wasn't that I didn't like it, but
right.
Just being involved in each other's activities.
Yeah, the chicken auctions were a learning thing and networking thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we enjoyed that. We both enjoyed that. But I definitely enjoyed it maybe more than you did in that regard. But anyway, so along that line, that thought, my next one was to do things that your spouse likes that you don't like. And so one of those things for us early in our marriage was riding. I liked to ride roller coasters.
Oh,
you didn't like to ride roller coasters, but you rode them with me.
I did.
Because you knew I liked them. Mm-hmm. Now, Angela is a water baby. She loves to be in the water. I like salt water. Yeah, right. But generally speaking, even like we would have a
if I had a pool, I'd be in it all the time.
When we had a pool out in the country, that was something, she wanted to be every evening. She wanted to go to the pool.
Yeah.
I am not that way.
No.
I can.
As soon as his fingers get wrinkly, he's out.
If your fingers prune up, it's like, oh, time to get out. So.
And I'm like, oh, the wrinklier, the better.
And I could sit and see the water and be very happy and not get in the water most of the time. I mean, every once in a while I like to go in the water, but it's not often. But I do
you
because
got sensitive skin.
Yes, and I do because Angela likes to, right? And so there's things that she likes to do that I don't. And I think sometimes if we're not careful, we protest so much about something that it takes the fun out of doing it.
Sure.
And so I try not to protest about getting in the water, right? I might get out sooner than her, and that, but I get in with her, right? And, trying to just let her know that, she knows how I feel about that. I know how she feels about roller coasters. And I don't really ride any roller coasters at 50 now.
It throws the joints out too much.
The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. But it's not that I wouldn't. It's not that I wouldn't. I'll do crazy things like jump off paragliding and
I'm out.
All that type of stuff. But
I'll watch him do it.
But I don't do it all the time. But the
After
thing
he signs insurance papers.
Yeah, that's the key. So, but the thing is that if there's something you don't necessarily enjoy, but your spouse really does enjoy, do it anyway.
Yeah, get involved.
And don't do it under protest. Don't let them know every time.
Yeah, no.
I don't like this. I don't want to do this. They already know. They remember. But do it and try and enjoy time with them doing what they like to do, and kind of let that be like, hey, I'm doing this for you,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Kind of thing. So, all right, you're next.
What do I have next?
I don't know.
I come up with 2 in a row.
I know. I had done 2 in a row, and then you did 2 in a row. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of ideas, though. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, the brain isn't working.
All right, one more. This is my last one.
Okay.
Make out. Kiss, cuddle, be touchy with each other. And that is a natural part of kind of just letting them know, hey, I really like you. Yeah. Right. And you're talking about keeping the flame alive. It's not just about intimacy. I think intimacy is an outgrowth of all of those type of things. Right. When all of those things are present, then intimacy is an outgrowth of that. There is a statement in kissing and making out, whatever you might call it, that says, hey, I really like you. Right. I mean, I really like you. That is a level of intimacy that's different. And I think sometimes we can become so familiar with each other that we let those things slide. Yeah. Right. And I think that ultimately in all of these things that we've said, that avoid feeling over familiar with your spouse in the sense of acting that way. Right. Letting there be that curiosity, letting there be that engagement, that desire to be with, to play with, to enjoy each other, I think is a key factor in keeping the flame on. That and ice cream for your spouse. Buy your spouse ice cream.
I don't get ice cream right now.
We're on a diet. Anyway.
No, I think that's good advice, because you're right. When you're first married,
you do all those things naturally.
Yeah. But then it falls away because you're familiar. Right.
When you're dating, I mean, hopefully if you're a Christian, you're not making out.
Yeah.
While you're dating.
But you're thinking outside the box. You're thinking of ways to show them. Hey,
we can make this episode go completely viral. Ready?
No,
like this. That's what goes viral now. Point at him.
Oh, really?
Point at him. Yeah, that's what the viral thing is. Point.
That's weird. I don't want to be viral.
I don't want you to be viral either.
That's just gross. On all levels. Anyways, yeah, but I was just trying to say before you
Sorry.
went all virus on me.
That sounded wrong.
Anyways, I don't know what I was gonna say now. Oh, I was gonna say, you when you're dating, you are like actively all day long thinking of different ways to show them you love them.
True. Flowers
And
or notes
Tuesday
or
gifts.
Tuesday gifts. Unexpected. Tuesday gift is just an unexpected. It doesn't have to be on Tuesday. Unexpected gift for no apparent reason, just because.
Tuesday.
Well, let's see. What do you have any Tuesday gifts on? This is a Tuesday gift.
Yeah.
So her necklace, I just bought it because.
Yeah. So just things like that. So my point was, you think about that all the time when you're dating. How can I show them I love them? What ways, what things can I do? And then when you get married,
you quit thinking about it.
Flip that switch and you quit thinking about it.
Right.
So don't flip the switch. Turn it back on.
Yeah.
Think about those things. So.
Absolutely. Okay. So we hope that some of these ideas have been helpful to you, and maybe you do all these things already. Maybe you have some suggestions for us, and that'd be fine. Send them to
Carter's the number 4 hope at gmail.com,
or post them on Facebook.
Yeah. Or message on Spotify
or
YouTube
and anywhere that you listen. I don't think you can comment on Apple Podcasts.
I don't think you can on Apple, but you can on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah. So anyway, but also like, share, subscribe, and comment. And we'll show you next time. Angela did a post here a while back, and it had a Life and Godliness mug in it. And someone commented that they would really like one of those, and so she made some. And so we got to find out what they will cost to mail and how to mail them. But she's got them made, so we'll show them to you next time.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Have a great day.